Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about a hip hop unit. So this is going to be about a 5 or 6 lesson unit that you can do with your students. Again, it's going to be probably perfect for that 4th, 5th, 6th grade group. And so let's get into it. So before I dive in, I do just want to real quick talk about that, I am approaching this as a white educator, and I've actually had a lot of people, anytime that I share anything on like genres of music, I've had a lot of people comment about, have you done a hip hop unit? And so I haven't shared because I just am very aware that I am sharing on something as a white educator. And so I really want to make sure that I'm approaching this authentically and I am pointing you in the direction of sources instead of me being the expert. I am not the expert in this, and I have found some amazing sources and resources that you can use, and this is what guided my lessons. So just wanted to put that out there before I go, but hopefully before I start talking you through the lessons, these are not really mine. I just kind of curated and picked from credible sources and put them together in a unit. All right, so let's dive in. Let's talk about the intro lesson. So I approach this like I do with all of my genre units. I always start with a list of questions and seeing what my students already know. So I would be asking like, when was hip hop invented? What year do you think? Who is the inventor of hip hop? What are some elements of hip hop? And just kind of seeing what they know. And I also love to play some music selections for them. So I'm going to walk you through a few songs that I used in my playlist. Okay, so I used Now or Never by Kendrick Lamar and Mary J. Blige. In My Feelings, the brass tracks version, so I used a lot of instrumental versions of things. Know How, Young MC, Throw Your Hands Up, Mr. Green and DJ Kool Herc. Just the Beginning of Kick Push by Lupe Fiasco. Liberated by Dej Loaf and Leon Bridges. My Adidas by Run DMC. Stereo Hearts by Gym Class Heroes. Rapper's Delight, again, Just the Beginning. Sugar Hill Gang. I Miss the Bus, Crisscross, which I think is like how perfect for, school age kids. Hot Cheetos and Takis by The Rich Kids. And Jump by Crisscross. So I did use some songs I used entirely, and then some songs I kind of just played portions of it. And I just tried to really make sure that I controlled the music, and so it just kind of got them excited and hearing the different types of music that we are going to be learning about. In the second lesson, we are going to start with the first element of hip hop. So we really talked about in the intro unit and these guided questions. And again, as always, I will link all of this stuff down below. This is actually a freebie in my library. So a lot of this, and I have the images and visuals ready for you. So we talk about the 4 elements of hip hop: DJing / turntables, Msing, which is essentially rapping, breakdancing, and graffiti. So we really talk about hip hop as a culture. It's not just music. It's this whole, artistic elements that come together. And so we're going to be talking about today first the turntable. So the first lesson, you're going to take your students through DJing or turntables. And so I like to start off with learning about DJ Kool Herc. And what is really cool about this is, like, if you have done the reggae unit, or I've done with my students, it's really cool to talk about because DJ Kool Herc is from Kingston, Jamaica. He comes over and then he starts creating the turntable. So it's a really cool connection of like how genres, intermix and influence each other. So anyways, but we read When the Beat Was Born. And then after that, there is a Google Doodle out there that is about turntables. And so you can actually go to that doodle, and it's kind of like an interactive thing. It has a little turntable. You can like use your mouse to like scratch. You can also do the fader like back and forth and do some of the controls. So it's really cool to show them that. I wouldn't say if you have like one-on-one technology, I wouldn't say just like send them the link. Unfortunately, like when you go and you can pick different records, some of the records are not quite school appropriate, but it's definitely something you can show your students on your computer. And then finally, you can have your students kind of create loops or samples or beats on Incredibox. So I looked for a turntable that my students could interact with, and unfortunately there just wasn't really one out there online that didn't include like some non-appropriate music. So Incredibox is the kind of the closest I can get for them. If you're not familiar with Incredibox, it's these like dudes that you put different outfits on them and they play a sample over and over and over, and then you like layer them together to create music. And so it really gives them that example or that experience of creating a loop. The next lesson is going to be on Msing, which is just an earlier version of rap. And so talking about that, we start with watching a video from Vocabulary. I think this video is my favorite video out the entire unit. I think it does a really good job of kind of showing the students where rap came from. It's very authentic. It really talks about, you know, going into this mindset, because I am going to have them write a rap. I don't want them to play into stereotypes. So this video does a really good job of showing the depth of hip hop and where it has come from, and even like talks about not being a poser. So like being true to yourself. So when they write their rap, like they need to be true to who they are. And so I think it's just a great video that puts them in a great mindset with that. Then after that, I lean into Little Kids Rock, which is a website, if you are not familiar, that has amazing, wonderful resources on it, and it includes some rapping videos. So there is a teacher on there that teaches them about like cadence and how to like go about creating a rap. And so I have them watch those videos, and then after that, I have a worksheet where they create their own rap. I created my own, and I start with the project with me actually rapping for them what I came up with. And I pretty much am just saying, like, well, I'm asking you to come with a rap and, you know, create it, put yourself out there, then I will put myself out there too. And so I have some different backtracks that they can like try out their raps for. And then after they were done, what I did is I just had them like go share in small groups, and I would like play the backtrack just constantly in the background, and they just kind of took their own time sharing their raps, and it was really fun. That probably actually took more like 2 lessons than just 1. Okay, breakdancing. So breakdancing is the only one that I couldn't really like, I was trying to look up if we could find a breakdancing, like learn a breakdancing move, but breakdancing is extremely hard. So there is like not a very simple move that we could try and learn. So this is the one that we did more of just watching a video. I found a really great video about the Rock Steady group and how like b-boying, b-girling began. And I think it really gives them a good background. And then after that, I actually did Franklin Willis's Rhythm Stick Rondo. And it is a kind of hip hop trap track that he made. And then it has kind of rhythm sticks dance movements that go along with it. And so we did some dance, but we didn't necessarily do breakdancing. And then finally we talked about graffiti. And so I showed them some examples of graffiti. We kind of talked about like the ethics of graffiti. Is it vandalism? Is it not? And then we created our names or a word that was meaningful to them in graffiti letters. So I just printed off a bunch of like graffiti letter alphabets, and the students could take it and then put their paper over top of it and trace the letters. And then we graffitied our back cabinets with all of the words or their names and their graffiti letters. And it was really fun. The students really enjoyed just kind of having some downtime, and I would play again some hip hop music in the background while they were creating it, and the back of our classroom looked really cool for a while. So that is the hip hop unit kind of outlined out. I am going to put all this information into a blog post, so it's much easier for you guys to, you know, find the videos and the visuals that I am talking about, and definitely point you guys in the right direction. Vocabulary videos I found on YouTube, and also Little Kids Rock, and then Franklin Willis for that Rhythm Stick Rondo. Great, awesome, authentic resources that you guys can use to celebrate hip hop in your classroom. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.